I've been cleaning all morning and I just wanted to sit down, give my legs a break, and record another one of these update videos here and talk about one of the things that, as a YouTuber, I've come to think is one of the worst pieces of advice that a lot of YouTubers are given, and that's to upload frequently. I don't think that's always bad advice, but just how it's given out as a general rule of thumb, as if this is something everyone should do, is really bad. And one of the things that made me notice this is as I clean my room, I just kind of go through my subscription feed and let videos play, and I have them going on in the background, and I'll notice the different frequency at which different channels upload. And if I'm listening to news stuff, that's the kind of thing that there's just so many videos that pop up in my feed. I'll listen to one after the other, and I might skip one if the topic doesn't sound interesting. And I think if you're doing a channel like that, it's fine. But if you're doing more like, say, an essay channel, or more you're trying to do evergreen content, I think it can be a really self defeating strategy. And I think a lot of advice on YouTube just ignores, the evergreen content. They're just like, they don't even acknowledge that that is a viable content strategy. But one, I think it is. I think with how long YouTube has been around, and the amount of channels that have done evergreen content and been successful, it's just really it's self-evident at this point. But I also think it will just hinder not only the quality of your videos, but it will hinder yourself, because you'll mentally torture yourself thinking you haven't been uploading enough videos, and you got to get more out. And as your quality suffers, that's going to make your videos less viable in the long term, because they're cheaper, because you're just trying to get them out, because you've been listening to people just say that is the best strategy. Um, Now, the strategy I used with my channel, the other channel, is I did do a lot of easy to produce videos and uploaded them on a pretty frequent basis, and I just used that as kind of a springboard. And then once I got more traction, I started putting more time into the videos, because while the initial videos were easy to produce and that was viable, it was sort of like the long term basically the long term money in the niche I was in was making more evergreen content that's higher quality. um, I'll say another thing is that it depends on your audience too. There's some channels that basically, like, this is a hypothesis more than anything, but it's something I've kind of noticed. When I start seeing a bunch of videos pop up from one of my subscriptions, and I haven't, you know, a, a number of them go by that I have no interest in, or I just don't get around to seeing, uh, it taints my view of the channel. And I don't even realize it right away, but it's only when I reflect on it that I realize, oh, that used to be, maybe like a channel that I thought, okay, this is high quality content and I'm definitely going to watch their stuff. But because they pumped out so much, over time they kind of became a channel that I just scrolled past in my subscriptions. Maybe clicking on a video here and there. And that's something that I think, you risk doing if you're creating too much content, and that's not really what you should be doing with your channel. And in some cases, that can be a hard thing to feel out, but nevertheless, I think it's true. You can really, because a lot of times people, when they lose interest in a channel, they don't unsubscribe to them. They stay subscribed, but they that person's videos basically become something they just like scroll past. They think of it as like ads or something, basically. And once you've earned yourself that reputation, I would imagine it's kind of hard to come back from. Even if you start doing the more quality content and your loyal viewers are like, wow, this is really great stuff. You're back. I love this. Um, there's nothing to say that all those other people who just think of you as an ad, essentially, they don't know that in their brain you are still that kind of channel. Like I said, I think if you're a news channel, this isn't as big of an issue because I mean, frankly, a lot of even your regulars might scroll past some of your news that they just don't think's interesting. But what you're producing is so easy to create that it doesn't really matter. You can take that hit of having a few duds as videos, especially if some of your other ones really take off. So that's what I wanted to talk about here. I'm just going to keep this video short, and I have been doing more work on my other YouTube channel for a few weeks now, and I plan to talk about that in the next update.